Let's now focus on CNBC-TV18's Future Female Forward campaign. Rachna Rajani caught up with Mantra4Change founder Khushboo Awasthi on the sidelines of our Mumbai event. A Bengaluru-based NGO, Mantra4Change is pushing the envelope to close the learning divide. Here's that chat.
You work at a very grassroots level. You start very young. Is there any initiative that you think should be taken when kids are young to sort of imbibe this whole equality and diversity theme when you can in school as a part of education?
No, absolutely. I feel school is the best place to get started with these conversations, because when as a boy and a girl they're sitting in the same classroom, the whole discrimination starts beginning from there. For example, if there are some outdoor activities, the teacher would be far more likely to call out boys to go out and play, right? So how do we catch these things very early on and actually encourage consciously among educators, among parents, to say you have to encourage your girls to participate in such activities which requires maybe physical activities that may require staying outdoors even in late hours. I mean, I come from Bihar, and I remember throughout my childhood I was never allowed to step out of house after 5 p.m. And that meant really losing out on so many wonderful opportunities. And if we can do that in school, I think girls will grow up with that confidence to say, hey, I can do things. In the panel right now in this event, I think Amira was sharing how girls don't take up sales jobs. That's precisely because of this. I'm so afraid to step out on the field. What if something happens? What if someone tells me something? I think these are just mental barriers that we have to overcome, and schools are the best places to work on those things.
Right. From safety perspective, of course, while growing up, all our parents said that you have to be home early before sun. But it's also a part of the societal conditioning that don't go out, you'll probably get dark-skinned or something. And those are the kind of additional barriers that a woman has to go through, and then to be told that, oh, you're beauty with brains and all those things being said. What do you think can be done against this conditioning? Because as women, we also sort of fall for it and become the watchdogs of this conditioning.
I think that's a very loaded question. Yeah, again, going back to the idea of social conditioning, right? Like as I think as parents, as mothers, we have to really change our own perspectives. And I think what's helping is having role models. Now there are people in every area, like whether it's sports, movie industry, or education, technology. We have women who may not be fair-skinned but are doing amazing and are helping at really playing amazing leadership roles. So just celebrating those stories a bit more, showing what real success and real leaders look like would really help change these norms.
Well, in our society, we also look at women as somebody who would go to a different house, right? When you grow up, you have 2 houses to manage, and then your husband's home is your home. All of that, how do we break away from that and say that, no, your life is your life, and then there are additional people in it?
I don't think breaking away is a solution. It's more about how do we bridge the mindsets. I mean, with my personal experience, I think my mother-in-law has been the biggest support that I could get after getting married in terms of how I'm able to balance my work and, life at work and life at home. So yeah, it's just having those conversations, showing them, engaging them that what success means to me and what joy, how would I gain joy. And if I take them to my work environment, if I make them meet my stakeholders, my supporters, and when they tell very proudly that, hey, your daughter-in-law is doing great and she's such an amazing leader, I think they also start kind of imbibing that sense of pride. So again, I would just say, don't break away, bridge in, bring people along, and make them into your champions.
Right. Now, you've been doing a lot when it comes to kids' education, be it through partnerships or be it through your own initiatives. How do you think the landscape is changing in terms of the education system that we have, the new education policy? Where do you think this is going forward?
One, I think particularly with respect to gender equity, it's very, very heartwarming to see that at least today when a girl is born in a family, the parents are not asking whether or not to send that girl to school, right? So that has definitely changed, and that's a huge success, huge milestone to celebrate. I think in terms of when girls start growing up and when they reach the age of say 11, 12, 13, that's where the dropout problems start to creep in. And again, a lot of reasons. One, infrastructure in the school. Sometimes there could be issues related to the availability of toilets. There could be issues about eve teasing. I mean, we have been doing these statewide projects, especially in states of Bihar, UP, Odisha, and society has a big role to play. The moment somebody says, hey, you are struggling a bit, rather than saying, how do you cope with that challenge, or how do you navigate the situation, they say, come out. You know, whether it's family situations like taking care of younger siblings, girls are the first one whom parents say that, hey, you know, it's your responsibility. You have to take care. You have to support family. I think these are just very, very deeply seated mindsets that need lot of support, lot of hand-holding to be come out of. And but the good news is that many of us, many of you know, non-profits, for-profits, organizations that are really wedded to the idea of gender equity and are consciously working on these aspects.
Right. Thank you so much, Khushboo, and good luck for bringing this change about that our society definitely needs.
All the best for this wonderful initiative.
Thank you so much.